Help me ducks, it's Simon here. Welcome back to the Hermit's Cave. So two decks to show you today. I mentioned these in the live on Saturday, the Cup of Ketchup and Cards, and said that I had ordered a couple of decks from Little Red Tarot, and they've just arrived. I ordered them let's say about 5 days ago or so. So Little Red Tarot, Beth at Little Red Tarot stocks some indie decks, and which means we can order them in the UK without paying over the odds for shipping, and also for any customs or anything like that. So it's really useful to have Beth and Little Red Tarot to get some independent decks, and she really wraps everything so lovely. So this is Little Red Tarot, so big shout out to Beth and everybody at Little Red Tarot. So it's Indie Tarot and Radical Magic, and then it says for modern witches, littleredtarot.com. So do check them out. So exciting. So you'll have seen anyway from the title of this video what these are, and there will be timestamps so that if you want to watch one rather than the other, you'll be able to just navigate to what you want to see. So what I'm going to show first is the Laughing Eye, Weeping Eye Tarot, which wrapped so well, which I can honestly say I've been wanting for about probably 3.5 years. I first saw this, and it was Marty, and I think his name on Instagram, I can't find him anymore to credit him, but I think it was Tarot in the City, and he showed them. They're only small decks, small cards, and he showed them, and I was asking about them, and he said they're really great for reading with. But I never got them. They were always kind of on my radar, and thought, if I ever have a bit of spare cash, then I'll pick them up. And that's what's happened. I've had a little bit of some money come in, so I thought I'd get a couple of decks that I've wanted for a while. So it's in this lovely 2-part box. Oh, look. Is that a card that's stuck? Oh no, it's not. It's the printing inside the box. So it says Leye Weye, which is what it's also referred to as, Leye Weye, Laughing Eye, Weeping Eye. You get it's quite a nice thick deck. I love the backs. Just look at those backs. Lovely. I'm not sure. Well, I'll do a size comparison in a minute, but let's just have a look at this. So Laughing Eye, Weeping Eye Tarot, and it's a fold out. So it just has each of the suits, Pentacles, Cups, Swords and Wands, and a little few keywords really for each card. Then we have our major arcana down here, and then on this side it just tells you a little bit more about each of the suits, what they represent. Cups represents the element of water, the realm of emotion, etc. So it's a nice little handy sheet, particularly if somebody is learning tarot, just have a quick fold out, so you could have a quick check. It's almost like having a bit of a cheat sheet. I quite like that. The creator is Rebecca Schoenecker, and you can check out her at www.rebeccaschoenecker.com/divination. The Laughing Eye, Weeping Eye, Leye Weye Tarot deck was originally created in 2011, with this second printing published in 2015. So it has been around for 8 years, but in the second edition, which is this one, 2015, and it would be about 2016 when I first saw it. So nice little fold out, which if you're learning tarot is ideal. Let's zoom in a little bit. So in terms of a size comparison, this is your standard tarot size. It is shorter and narrower. Cardstock is really, really good. Really nice cardstock. So it makes quite a thick little deck. I love the artwork on this deck. It is so simple. I have heard some criticisms about it. People saying that it's, you know, quite basic and it's quite infantile in some ways. I don't find that at all. I just I like the simplicity of it, and I do have a few decks that's like this, which is quite simple. So I'm not going to say a lot about it, because other than the cardstock, the size, who it's by, the packaging, a little white book, I will let the images for this deck speak for themselves. So we'll put some nice music on and you can just enjoy the images. Okay, I mean, so that was the first kind of walkthrough. First impressions are I really like this deck. I think the colours are lovely. I think the illustrations are beautiful. The pip cards, just look. I think this will become I love the death card as well. The reason why I showed you the tattoo, it just kind of reminded me of Patrick's work. I think this will be my new deck to carry in my bag, replacing one of the tin decks that I carry. I've been carrying the universal weight in a tin. So I think this will go in there because this is a great throw in your bag one to use. People often ask me as well, what do you think is a good tarot deck for kids? Maybe this. I think it's quite simple. I think there's some lovely colours in here. Yeah, the pips are a little pippish, as you can see, but I really like it. And there are, and let me just say as well, I love how they've done the courts. Each of the page have this hat with the feather and then the corresponding suit. So if I show you here, you see, and I love how, in particular, like the king has these colours. So the king of pentacles, and here's the colours of the earth, you know, the red of the centre of the earth, the brown soil, and the green grass and sky. So it really makes you think of planet Earth and the earth. Whereas when you get to here's the page again, and the knights all have these armor helmets, and the symbols are all there. And here you see you've got all the colours of water. So it's the king of cups and this water. I think it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It does nod to the RWS. So here we have the Six of Swords, which, you know, is that boat, that transition over the rough waters. So I think it's wonderful. I think it's really wonderful. It's a nice size. They are glossy, as you can see. They're quite glossy, but they're not sticky. They're going to be so easy to shuffle because of the size. They are quite a thick deck, because of you know, because of how good the card stock is. Let's move this camera back out a little bit. So yeah, and you've got lots of, having a smaller deck as well, lots of space for laying down cards. So well, they weren't shuffled very well, were they? Page, Knight, Queen. But I didn't shuffle for long. But yeah, and I love the backs. I think the colours of the backs are so lovely, and of course they are reversible. So that's the Laughing Eye, Weeping Eye tarot, and as I said, I'm going to use that for my carry around deck. I want to get a little bag and pop it in there. The deck that I really wanted to get, and I've seen this, you know, quite a few places. It will be my only square deck. Again, it's black and white. I didn't realise until I mentioned it in Becca's chat that she actually had this deck and gave it away. Elle also has this deck, and yeah, she's enjoying working with it. I can't remember where I saw this. It was somebody who did a tag response. It might be Kasha at Tarot Map, thinking about it, but somebody did a VR to my tag 2020 vision, my 2020 vision, using this deck, and I was like, oh wow, what deck is this? And there was one card in particular, I'll show you when we get to it, that really spoke to me. And you know, we do get those cards, don't we, where we talk about make or break cards, but sometimes there is a card that actually piques our interest enough for us to want to get the deck. Just loving this as it appears. You've got all your cups, your swords, pentacles, and you've got these crystals. And then we have our, well, I'm assuming that they're well, no, there would have to be. We've got cups, swords, pentacles, so they're our wands. Wow, nice sturdy box. I've zoomed out enough, there we go. So nice sturdy box. They're smaller than I was envisaged. Oh, I love that. Don't know if you can see in there, there's some little birds flying. So it's a black and white box as well. And we have a crescent moon inside the lid, and these birds there. Oh, wow. I forgot about the gilding. That's lovely. Nice silver gilding. And they're quite small too. I don't know why, I just imagined them to be a little bit bigger. Again, next to a standard tarot, you can see they are a lot shorter than a standard tarot, and a little bit wider. So you get the comparison there. So not a huge deck, but nice for people who like smaller decks for shuffling. Let's have a look at the book. Oh, beautiful. So it's quite a thick little book. You get, oh wow, a representation of the card on each page, and then a paragraph, a short paragraph for each of the cards. So it's Dark Days Tarot. It's written by Emily Mundy and Ren McMurdo. Illustration is by Ren McMurdo. 2018, so it came out last year. And both of these decks that I've shown are indie decks, as I said, through Little Red Tarot. Dark Days Tarot is dedicated to the moon. Love it. Yeah, and I think I remember reading somewhere it's about the darker side of the moon. This deck is inspired by the lunar cycle, especially the dark days, during late waning and new moon days of the cycle. So it's not the dark side of the moon, but it's the darker, when the moon is more or less dark to us because of the position of our planet, therefore giving it that sort of this kind of appearance, the waxing and waning moon. Then it says, there is an opportunity for developing intuitive power. I find that the moon cycle itself offers structure and power in the simple practice of yielding to its push and pull rhythm. I created Dark Days Tarot to offer a deck that can be yielded to and read like the moon. I invite you to receive the messages laid forth by the cards with a constructive mind and an open heart. Discover this moon deck for yourself. So we've got getting started, choose a spread, single card draw, or past, present, future. Pretty basic for people starting out. How to shuffle the deck, how to pull your cards. So they're fanning their cards and choosing one. Kind of like how our friend Becca does hers when she does her card pulls. Contemplate and reflect. I like these little illustrations. Tips for studying the tarot. The suits in the tarot. We've got wands, swords, cups and pentacles. And 22 major arcana. So no additional cards or anything like that. Or moon cards. And then it goes through the major and the minor. The suits. And then numbers in the tarot. I like it when they do that. So they give you the numerological associations. So 0, entrance, beginning. 1 or ace, independence, will, action, purpose, etc. And even for the pages. So that's nice. Card orientation and meanings. Yeah, because it's a square deck, it's telling you that if it's north, it's air. If it's facing east, if it's north, it's earth. If it's facing east, it's air. South is fire, and west is water. And then gives you the kind of the ways to read them, the meaning. So if it's upright, it's dark moon, north, winter, earth, etc. So that's quite handy. And of course, you can read it how you want to read it, but that's the intention. and then it goes through each of the cards all the way to the back, finishing with the King of Pentacles, 173 pages. It's quite a small book, so that's useful. These are the backs. So we'll just zoom in again. Try not to get too much of a reflection on the cards. So lovely black background with white illustration, and you can see here it's got all of the suits represented. We've got lots of little birds as well, but we've got moon positions, and then we've got you know, swords, pentacles. It's beautiful, really beautiful. The gilding is really, really nice. This silver gilding is just beautiful. It's reflected on my walls and ceiling. Okay, so again, I'm just going to let you enjoy the images, and we'll continue with the music. Oh, well, we're going from the Ace of Cups, the Fool to the Ace of Cups. So I might need to put these in order first. Yeah, so we go Magician, Ace of Pentacles. Oh, this is a strange Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, Two of Cups. Oh, I need to put these in order. Bear with. Actually, guys, I'm just popping on to show you this. I've put the majors in order, and I'm just doing the minors, but there's two cards stuck together here, and they are really stuck together. I cannot part them, and as I'm trying to part them, it's actually damaging the gilding. I cannot part these two cards at all, and I'm trying with my nails, but you can see it's actually taking the gilding off. And I know Elle said that she'd had a couple of cards in this deck stuck together as well, but I don't know what to do to try and part them. So I have a bit of a dilemma. It's just damaging it, look. It's ridiculous. They are completely stuck together. So I don't think I'm going to be able to show the Dark Days. And I'll probably have to get in touch with Beth, or I don't know, do you get in touch with the creator? But I can't part them without causing damage, and there's already damage being caused. Sorry guys, this kind of gets worse. So I did manage to part those two, but it has damaged the cards, and then I noticed that there's also the Nine of Pentacles missing, so I've realized that the Nine of Pentacles is here. That's just caused a little bit of scuffing, but nothing too major. I can live with that. However, the deck now, when you look at it, doesn't seem too bad like that. But it's just, I mean, I'm probably being really picky, and you can't really see because the light's shining on them, but a couple of the corners now are white, and then there's damage on the cards. That is actually white. The silver's come off there. Can I live with it? I probably can. I mean, gilding anyway. If you can see there, it's come off. Gilding anyway, just chip. So it's come off there. So I'm going to live with it, because, yeah, who needs a perfect deck? But I remember Elle saying that some of hers were stuck together, and she actually contacted them to say there's a card missing, but they were stuck together. But I had two sets that were stuck together. The last one, as you just seen, came apart quite easily with just a little scuff, but the other one, I was actually picking at it, and the card was splitting. so it's just left a scuff. But anyway, enjoy the images. The majors are all in white with black images, and the minors are black with white and grey images. They are quite glossy. Cardstock is pretty good. It's not very thick, but it's not too bad. So enjoy. Okay, so my first impressions, and this is the first time I've seen the deck all the way through. I think it's a lovely size. It's small, it fits in the hand, it is you know, nice and compact. Cardstock is good, gilding is good. My concerns, of course, with the cards that were stuck together, because, you know, they have slight damage now to the gilding in the corners of a couple of the cards. But as I said, I'm not going to write to them or anything like that. I think I could actually live with it. And I quite like having a deck that's used and a little bit tethered, so it's what happens in time anyway. But just be mindful of that, because this is the second time I've heard myself and somebody else who mentioned having this deck that cards were stuck together, and it took me a good 10 minutes to get those two cards apart. But you know, it's just left a little bit of scuffing and stuff. Having said that, it's a beautiful, beautiful deck. There's some gorgeous images in here that are just wonderful. And yeah, just recently, what with the Gorgons Tarot, I've been really enjoying black and white images and working with black and white decks. And again, this lends itself, although there are deviations, of course, to the Rider-Waite-Smith. But it kind of does its own thing as well, which is just wonderful. And one card in particular that I really enjoyed, it's going to be this is the one that I saw, you know, this beautiful Knight of Wands being carried by this beautiful dove, carrying the. I just loved it. I thought it was absolutely stunning when I saw that. And that was kind of what piqued my interest. But also, just having a look now at the deck in more detail, this Knight of Pentacles is a beauty, an absolute beauty. So, yeah, really nice deck. I'm really pleased with both purchases that I bought from Little Red Tarot here in the UK. Let me know your thoughts. Do you have this deck? Do you enjoy working with them? Which ones? And yeah, this one is going straight into my bag as my carry round deck, and I'll work with this one through the rest of the week. All right, guys. So thanks for watching, and yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And until next time, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.